You have all been bamboozled. You have seen me jumping on this reel. Do you think I have calves as strong as that to lift up a 40-kilogram wheel? Well, no. Or take a look at this reel, where at the end of the video you hear this sound and you see this motion of the foot. Or this one, how am I holding the wheel and staying connected on the foot blades? Well, the toe pads are so far off from my toes. So yes, the very gentleman behind the camera, Kamil, has made SPD pedals for an EUC, and it is freaking awesome. And believe me, it is not magic. It is nothing in my calves that can lift up this wheel. This is the power of SPD. Let me tell you more about Broadway. And huge thanks to channel sponsor My E-Wheel. Yeah, we're back, and they are my recommended distributor for all things electric unicycle purchase in Europe. If you want to get a wheel like in this video, the Leaper Kim Lynx, which is now discounted, or the Leaper Kim Lynx S, which can be discounted if you use my coupon code wrong way, I also receive a small kickback from those orders, then feel free to visit myewheel.com or check out my link tree. Well, huge thanks. I'm happy that we worked together again, and let's go back to the video. You wanted to try it as well? Alright, so listen guys, right now it is the end of winter here, as you can see, in Poland, but still it's very wet, it's very snowy still, some snow is still here, so we can't put it through all of its paces, this SPD pedal system, but we already did a little bit here in Warsaw. Check it out. So this technology itself, look, clip-ins are very popular amongst DH mountain bike riders, and they have those things actually on their pedals. Now the thing with EUC pedals is that, well, there hasn't been any that have been doing that. I've actually been asking for that for a long time, and Kamil is the first one who could actually do them and manufacture them, and the advantages of that are, well, insane. And before you type in the comments, no, it's a death trap, I can't get out of my SPD pedals, here is some fall footage for you. Oh. And depending on the crash you have, it might be also sometimes even easier to get out of SPD pedals, because you might not get stuck in between the pad and the pedal. Another thing is, in milder crashes, when you just spin around or you want to actually not be thrown off from the EUC, you stay connected to it and the EUC won't hit you tumbling down. Now, riding with SPD pedals requires, well, a new skill, because you want to stay in the clip-ins when you're riding. You don't want to get out of them while you are, doing the off-road stuff. So it requires a lot of commitment, and for me, I just was really used to commit on the wheel and to be constantly like close to the pad, so it was nothing really new to me. I learned it pretty quickly, but it does require you to learn how to get into those pedals. What you do is you put your foot here and you lift up your heel a little bit, sort of turn it a little bit while pushing into the SPD system. We made some videos how this looks like in real life, and then to get out of them, really you just rip it out and you're good to go. It's also good to check a couple times if you're actually in those clip-ins, because sometimes you can have a false positive, you get into them and you're actually not clipped in. So if you pull a couple times, that's a pro tip from Kamil, of course, you are sure that you are part of the wheel. And the advantages are insane. Like, first of all, you're always on the same position in your wheel on your pads. And this is crucial for a machine that is based on a gyroscope. Where your weight is on the wheel is always the same. You go through sand, you go through off-road, you jump on roots, you go fast, slow, the position is always the same. And that is amazing. And the other thing is, when you do jumps or if you do steers, even when you have your pads super tight, your foot can still go to the front and to the back.
That is with a standard pedal setup.
On the pedal, because there's nothing really holding your foot like into this motion and sideways and all of them like very tightly. So here you have this metal bracket which holds you in, and you will just not fall off the wheel when you don't want to. Like, how many times have I done jumps and my foot is suddenly here, then it is here, then it is here? No more. Now, I'll tell you how Kamil made these pedals a bit later, and he'll also say like how he made them, why he made them. But first I'll say a couple of cons as well, because, well, there is some cons. First of all, you need SPD shoes, and those shoes are, I know, 150, 200 euro, and it's another pair of shoes you need to have, but that's something you need to keep in mind. And then you also need to wear those shoes while you're on the wheel, and those shoes are a little bit less comfortable to just walk around. Small stuff, but you know, you need to keep this in mind. Then another thing is that if you have a lot of mud and sand, this might get into the mechanism here. So if it's super really muddy, you will need to clean this out a little bit. So that is a slight con.
I don't know if there's an easy remedy for it, but my pedals squeak a bit on my wheel. It's a little bit annoying.
And first up, when you start riding in those, it will feel a bit different. You will need to get adjusted to it. You might feel some new muscles that you didn't feel before, but dude, for me, like the pros are just off the roof. So here he is, the master, hello, of the pads. If you have any questions to Kamil, by the way, type them into the comments. Probably you want to get those pads, I mean those pedals, we will get to that as well. So Kamil, how long did it take to make those pedals?
A week or two?
Wait. Not the whole project, right?
Sorry?
Not the whole project, right?
The design and the first iteration took me about a week or two.
Super quick?
Yeah, that was one day I just decided I need to make it finally, and I just bought a 3D printer with enough space for the design, and I just printed it, the first version, and then it was just the testing.
Talk about engineering. And what was the testing about?
Mainly checking the durability and safety, and if it breaks, if it doesn't break. I was even surprised that the first iteration was surprisingly sturdy. It didn't have the 100% infill, and it still hold me up fine.
For our background, if you don't know, we've known each other for a while already. We ride around in Warsaw, we do group rides, we jump stuff. We're just basically, if I can say so, friends. I've actually tried those pedals also before on a different wheel, that I didn't have a wheel, but finally for the past week I've been riding in those as much as I could, because the conditions here are horrible right now. But even from the first ride, I remember I had just one of the pedals on my wheel, and I was already like blown away. Another question is, how much experience, how many miles do you have on those pedals now?
About a year of experience of riding the SPDs, and once I switched to SPDs, I switched completely. There was no going back. So since I switched, I didn't ride normal pedals anymore.
Right.
So the whole previous year, and about 3,000 kilometers, and quite a lot of jumps, quite a lot of bike parks, some crazy stuff, crazy crashes, and it was just was great. And I never had any injury related to those pedals, to SPD.
Yeah, because you can always jump out of them. And the crazy part for me is we've made so many videos. You posted so many videos on the internet and no one bat an eye. It's like it's so far out from what you're used to on a wheel that you don't even think that there might be something that connects you, the rider, to the machine. So I guess a question everyone is asking now, how can I buy those? Can you buy those?
You can make those. The project will be open sourced. I will publish the design and you can just print it. Well, it's not just to print, it needs some reinforcements, so you also need a router for the steel reinforcements. If you have the equipment, you can do it yourself.
Right, because those pedals are not just 3D printed, and they have, what, steel rods inside?
Yeah, stainless steel braces that go through the pedals, and some also metal shafts that go along the pedal.
Right, so it's not like, well, the 3D print might break and you're just like, au revoir. Actually, the 3D print could potentially break on a super big crash, but the stainless steel will still hold you up. Well, maybe a quick word on the pedals. They're quite narrow because you like narrow foot plates, and they are not angle adjustable, sadly, because it requires a bit more technology. It would require probably a aluminum CNC machined pedal with the SPD brackets if you would want to have that. They have pins on the back. Yeah. Pins on the back and the SPD on the front. Can you put the SPD further front or back, or how do you adjust it?
Yeah, the adjustment is on your shoe.
Right.
So,
boom. We'll clean it up later.
Don't worry. So this element, this part, is screwed to the shoe, and you have the adjustment up, down, and left, right here on your shoe.
This is it, guys. This is really just a quick first impressions on it. If you could just say like 3 maybe best things about them that you encountered, and the 3 worst things that were the biggest challenges maybe in riding actually in those, but not only like, because producing is a totally different story.
Well, the best feeling is a different style of riding, because you don't have a pad above your heel and above your toes.
Right.
So your heel is actually free to move up from the pedal.
A little bit.
Yeah. You also need quite a stiff sole in your shoe, so it doesn't bend that much. But still, your heel is free. It's not totally locked in. It's a different kind of riding.
Absolutely.
The feeling is like dancing on a wheel. You can tiptoe on your pedals. You can tiptoe riding a wheel.
And at the same time, it's not hazardous to do that.
Yeah, the next thing, I was also surprised, but this locked-in stance gives you much more control over the rotation of the wheel along the vertical axis. So if you bump into something like a tree root or a stone, and your wheel suddenly turns, shifts left or right, you have much more leverage to control it and save it.
I noticed that actually as well. We went on a couple off-road excursions. I did some of the stuff myself as well, but it's crazy, like the wheel sort of drifts behind you, but it's still connected to you, and it sort of gets you out of trouble. It's crazy. It's really a new feeling, and the only feeling, if you could, I don't know if you even can do that with normal pads, because the pads would need to like just be screwed into the top of your foot, and it's so nice to have that feeling from the bottom of your foot and not only from the top, like this locked-in feeling. But yeah, so third thing?
Third thing, probably climbing on a hill. It's also related to that your heels are free, so you can lean forward, and you can have some flexibility with your feet, and this gives much more leverage and flexibility to climb hill, especially if there are roots across the hill.
Right.
So climbing a difficult hill is also better with those.
Yeah, I have to completely agree on that. It's almost like you push into the pads because you still can't have your pads, and then you sort of pull with the foot. And I'll add on top of that, not only climbing but also braking. Oftentimes, you could see me even in my videos, when I brake, I lean my foot sort of up against the toe pad, and here you have it right away. You're just so connected to the machine.
Yeah. Everything you do with the wheel, you can do it quicker than
quicker.
Yeah, than compared with the normal setup, because you're connected. So when you move your feet, the movement is instantly transferred to the wheel. It just quicker. Everything is quicker.
It's almost like a new handlebar in your feet, in your legs.
Yeah.
Right, but it's not all fun and games. What are the downsides?
The mud. If you step off your wheel and into the mud, the mechanism can get clogged. It's easy to clean up.
Just need a small stick.
Yeah, you need a small stick and you need a minute. So, so that's one disadvantage. The other disadvantage is if you're racing, if you take part in professional races, and the race has sprint start.
Oh, right, yeah.
Sprint start, so all the riders, and they start from the start line, but they run to the wheels, they mount the wheels, and they ride. So this puts you in a disadvantage because you need a moment to mount your wheel with SPDs.
Right, to lock in.
Yeah, sometimes it needs 1 or 2 tries to actually lock in, and also you need to check if you're actually connected well to the wheel, so that puts you in a disadvantage. Also, if the surface on the racetrack is slippery and the falls are expected, then you will have harder time
getting back
on the wheel. Yeah.
Right. So as you can see, not all fun and games. I think even if you made those, you're obviously very proud of that. I think you should be, definitely.
Thank you.
You see the downside as well. But that's just a quick introduction. Thanks so much for also letting me this pair and letting me experience this, because it's almost like a dream come true or something. It's so great to actually experience that. And for now, those pedals are only available for the Liebherr-Kim mount. So the Lynx S is the same. Is the pattern the same? No, pattern is shorter, right?
I
know. And I think Oryx too. Oryx has the same pedal mount possibly. But yeah. Just Liebherr-Kim. And for you guys, for you watching, to just see a bit more jumps, see a bit more impressions when the weather is actually doable for off-road, just stay subscribed, like the video, and stay tuned, because I am not putting those off from the wheel. Oh no. So if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.